Buy cheap and safe NBA 2K22 NFT at NBA2King.com. You can use code EXCAPAR, that's EXCAPAR, for 5% off your entire purchase. Alrighty, we are back with another video after a little hiatus. So we're going to be talking about the best way to go ahead and get all the way up to level 40 in less than a day and get yourself this Galaxy Opal Yao Ming at level 40, which everybody should want, including this Hunt for Glory Hoff badge option pack. Probably be pretty good because the last few have. But obviously this Galaxy Opal Yao Ming is going to be one of the best cards in the game. I'll probably cover his stats a little bit later in the video, just so we can kind of see what's going on, so you guys can see that you're going to want him. But I think most of us kind of know 7'6" guy, 7'9" wingspan is going to be fun. So yeah, like the video if you guys are excited. Comment down below if you guys agree with any of the tips or anything that you're going to be doing a little bit differently, and let me know down in the comments. And let me know what level of XP you guys are on as you're watching this video. Subscribe if you guys are new, and let's get to it. So I've taken a brief, looking at the season agendas, and I will say most of these seem pretty easy and pretty self-explanatory, but there's one big thing that I want to get out of the way right before we start talking about this stuff, and that's you will not be able to get to level 40 on day 1 of my team if you didn't complete Showdown last season, which includes myself. So that's because right here is what they've perfectly done is all of these challenges, aside from the Season 3 Unlimited Showdown reward, are 135,000 XP, and then this very last one down here, the Season 3 Unlimited Showdown tier, gives you that other 15,000 you need to hit 150,000 for it. So if you guys didn't do Showdown, you only can get 135,000 XP, which I think is just short of the last level, if I'm not mistaken. Right? Yeah. No, it's just barely level 39. So if you are somebody who didn't finish Showdown, you can only get to level 35 today, or 39 today, but it's not a big deal, to be honest. We'll probably be able to hit it, next Friday, to be honest. So just go out there and have some fun with it. So keep that in mind. This only applies to getting it first day in less than 24 hours if you have the Unlimited Showdown reward. Other than that, it's not a big deal. So 2K has kind of done the typical thing that they do when they allow us to get it first day and put some pretty easy, play games challenges. So for the first one, we have this play triple threat offline, play triple threat online, play clutch time, play unlimited, play limited, ones that are just pretty easy. So the one that I think I would focus on first is probably this play 40 limited games. Obviously, you'll get this throughout the season, but we can do these other 4 anytime. The play limited you can only get over the weekend, obviously, because that's when limited is available. So to get these 40 games, you have to do them Friday, Saturday, Sunday. You won't be able to do them any of the time. So what I would say is if you're going to do any of this, do your XP grinding for the most part that you can do in limited. That way, that can be worth it. If you're not worried about getting this, the fastest way possible, ignore the limited and just play whatever mode you're enjoying. I'm probably going to play clutch time first. I'm going to crank through these just to have some fun. But in general, these challenges have quite a bit of XP tied to them. In general, it's going to be a good damn bit. So when you play 40 games, you're going to be getting 3,000 to 5,000 XP, which is pretty cool. And what you should be doing with a lot of these is combining them together. So Signature Series 4 has 2 different versions. We have the signed Signature Series and the non-signed Signature Series that you have to go ahead and do. And the reason I love these ones is because they are annoying and they do take a little bit to do, but it means you only have to really pick up 1 or 2 cards to really finish all of these challenges, which I really like. And I guess the 2 cards I would recommend you pick up if you really have to are going to be the Ruby Corey Joseph and the Amethyst Boris Diaw, signed and not signed, because those are going to be the cheapest way to do it. Then you can pick up, whatever diamond and pink diamond that you want to. Most of you guys probably won't be able to get an opal, but it's, there. And that's just because these 2 cards are really, really cheap, or should be really, really cheap as the day goes on, and just be pretty easy. So in the Signature Series, if we check them out, we have the signed over here, and if I find them, you can go to Avery Bradley as well, but where is my man out here? We got Boris Diaw right here. Boris Diaw is going to be a great card to do these challenges because he's 6'8" and can literally kind of do everything I'll show you just from the, badges. He can get blocks, he can get rebounds, he can get assists, he can get threes, he can do really whatever the hell he wants. But we're going to combine him with the wonderful man Corey Joseph, because we could actually get the passes from Corey Joseph to Boris Diaw and like pick and rolls and things like that. Triple that offline, triple that online, which will be a little bit easier to have yourself. And both these cards by the end of the day should be like less than 3K, if we're being honest, because people are going to want to get that Kevin Durant, that Klay Thompson. So I would recommend you pick up the signed and the not signed versions of these 2 cards, and you'll probably be able to crank these out really easy. Again, if you want to get steals a little bit easier, you could pick up this Avery Bradley as well. just because, you know, he's actually pretty damn decent, and obviously has good defense, so that's just up to you. But those are the cards that I would recommend, and then pick up whatever diamond or whatever you want. I would say that there's 2 diamonds in here, Andrea Bargnani and Serge Ibaka. Both of them will be cheap, but Serge Ibaka is the better of the two, so that's really just up to you on what you want to do. And again, the reason we're going to be doing that is because with Boris Diaw and Corey Joseph, for both these, we can easily score 500 points with those guys. We can easily get 150 assists with that Corey Joseph. And with Boris Diaw, if you finish, you know, the points quicker, you can just take Diaw into some unlimited or, you know, games like that. Just pass around pretty easy. Obviously, Boris Diaw is going to be able to get 100 rebounds. And then the 15 steals, that's kind of up to you. It's interesting. There's no blocks on this one. If you pull a pack or two, you might be able to, or from the locker code today, you might be able to get some of these original owner emotes, which is pretty cool. And what I love as well is you can actually take Boris Diaw into those games, get 25 assists over a little bit because he has good playmaking, and 20 rebounds really easily with a power forward, obviously, which should help you out quite a bit. And again, if you picked up the signed version of these guys, yeah, same thing applies. This one has blocks and the other one doesn't. That's interesting. So only blocks for the signed ones, but Boris Diaw can get those 20 blocks relatively easy. And what you're going to do essentially is you're going to go in here. I don't have either of the cards, so just like bear with me, but we'll pretend that Kemba Walker is Corey Joseph. We're going to do that, and then we're going to grab a nice little power forward, which will pretend Scotty Barnes is Boris Diaw, and then we'll just throw in some random gold. I love personally running this Tony Allen because the dude's got defense, and we're just going to run it like that, run a pick and roll between Corey Joseph and our wonderful man Boris Diaw, and just get those assists, points, all stacked together. And then we'll do it with the non-signed and then the signed, just like that. Try to get some steals, you know, play the passing lanes, get some blocks, get some rebounds, and do that general stuff. And it should be pretty easy to get a lot of those. And the reason we're doing it offline is because we can combine that with these wonderful Play Triple Threat offline games. You have to play 60 of them, so it's going to take you a little bit to finish them, but that's some good XP to have out there. And then whenever you're deciding to do these multiplayer challenges, make sure you throw in just your favorite ones. Again, I would use Boris Diaw, but if you get into the opals, you know, maybe Serge Ibaka, take them in the wonderful Triple Threat online and try to get some stuff there. There's Kazi Russell, who's out there, who was an absolute demon, so you're going to want to grind up a bit of this for sure. I'm so glad that I stopped it right about here so I can have a better chance of getting Kazi quick, but generally, that's what you're going to want to do. And then there's some other stuff like the play clutch time and things like that, which I think you guys should be able to do. What you can do to make this a little bit more worth your while is if you haven't finished any of the moments of the month challenges down here in the lifetime agendas. For example, anyone that says multiplayer, like right here, make 5 4-pointers with Devontae Graham. You could use that card at the same time to try to make it a little bit more worth your while. Or there's ones, I think there's another multiplayer one, yeah, right here. 23 rebounds with Clint Capella. You could run him in there at the clutch time just to make it a little bit more worth your while because there's not too many, I think, challenges that involve, you know, clutch time. But here's the other big thing is these heat checks. So 2K is really, you know, it's added new heat checks because it allows you to get up in the collective really fast. But what they're basically making you do is pick up 3 cards at least to do most of these challenges. But if you want to finish all of them, you have to get 5 for certain heat check players. So there's only, what, a few teams? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. There's only 8 teams you need 5 heat check players for. And what sucks is they don't match them up perfectly with the ones that you need 3. So, you know, it's a little bit tough. But essentially, you're going to want to pick up 5 heat check cards. Hopefully, you can get them for relatively cheap. For the Jazz, the Knicks, the Bulls, the Celtics, the Lakers, the Bucks, the Suns, and the 76ers. And win a game using those. Now, if I'm giving you the best tip possible, I would run these together when you're doing the Hunt for Glory Spotlight challenges. This is just an easy spotlight that you have to do. I'm pretty sure you have to include the card for that game. But when you're doing these games, you're going to have to play those full games anyway. So go ahead and pick up the 5 heat check players, throw them on the bench, don't even put them into the game, and you can get 1,000 XP on top of the 750 that you'll get for the other one right there. And then these other ones here, these are 500 each for a bunch of teams. That you're going to have to pick up 3 heat check players and play a game of Triple Threat online or offline. If I'm telling you, it is going to be so much easier to do this in offline than it is going to be doing it in online because you can pick up 2 of the, you know, just worst of the worst heat checks for the team. Like, for example, I think one of them is the Nets. We can go over here on the Brooklyn Nets, pick up Cameron Thomas, who's actually, you know, a solid player in real life. And then James Johnson whenever he gets up there, and then, you know, one card in like maybe Patty Mills who can just score a little bit, and we can score all of our points with Patty Mills but have these 2 cheaper, you know, terrible ones out there. So don't do that in online because really in online you're going to need to have Kyrie, Kevin Durant, and James Harden, and most teams don't have like the best of the best. Like you're going to have to win a game, you know, with Miles Bridges, LaMelo Ball, and Gordon Hayward, who are all lower than 86. So that'd be my tip for those. And then the other ones, it's pretty simple for the other heat check cards, it's just like, you know, just like the Signature Series ones, you have to score points, get assists, get rebounds, get steals, get blocks, dunks, three-pointers, double-doubles. So what I would recommend, get a guy, hope if you can, like Kevin Durant, who can do a lot of those, but just a good small forward who can get you, you know, blocks, three-pointers, dunks, just a good all-around heat check that I think is going to help you, you know, do what you can. Kawhi Leonard, you know, Luka Doncic, James Harden even can get you a lot of these out there. Jason Tatum, Jimmy Butler, Paul George cards are usually pretty cheap out there, which should help you. Zion may be able to do it. Chris Middleton's another great card. Zach LaVine might be able to do it for you. Jaylen Brown is a perfect one to get a lot of these done because they can shoot threes, get dunks, get steals, get blocks, get rebounds, assists, and all that sort of stuff. So you only have to pick up one card, but that's, you know, up to you. And then, because I always forget it, I'd like to keep this tip. Don't forget to do these Season 4 rewards. There's a lot of XP out here just to be snagged up and just have some good time with. So get your 15 points with Stephen Marbury. You can do that in an offline or online game. 7 assists with the Yuta. Again, that's pretty easy. If you play your cards right, actually, you can get the 7 assists from Yuta to Marbury in the same game and just crank those out. Legler, 15 three-pointers. That's 2 triple threat games if you play your cards right. So not too bad. 40 points with Tyrone Hill. He's pretty trash. I would do that and triple that offline. Sven Nader, 25 rebounds over multiple games. Do that in offline again. It's just not worth it to bring that card out online. 150 points with Robert Reed. He's actually a pretty solid card. So you can really just do that whenever you want, but it'll be easier in offline. And then 40 rebounds with Bailey Howell in online or offline games. I would do this in online because Bailey Howell is a god. It can win you a lot of triple threat online games. Just be having fun. So remember, just like I was talking about with the heat check and the hunt for glory, do these stacked up as best you can. But in general, this will take you a little bit of time to get done. And if I'm being honest, wait till next Friday, especially if you're somebody who doesn't have the showdown tier, and just get cards that you want. My personal objective this time is going to be running through clutch time and getting myself that wonderful Pascal Siakam instead of worrying about all this XP, because Pascal looks fun. So like the video if you guys did enjoy. Let me know if it helped you guys, and again, let me know what XP you guys are at currently. Subscribe if you guys are new. Hope you guys have a great day, and I'll see you in the next video.